I've heard it said that population increases exponentially, but that doesn't necessarily seem to be the case. For instance, I have one child, Daisy. Daisy has two parents, my wife and I. Now, where did the two of us come from? The two of us are the work of four grandparents, who unfortunately couldn't be here today. Each grandparent is 25% responsible for Daisy's existence. So where did the four grandparents come from? 8 great-grandparents. Do you see what's happening? Daisy's ancestry is growing exponentially. Not future growth, past growth. There's more. Let's suppose that a new generation of life is begun every 25 years. So in the year 2000, one child is born, and let's say her name is Avery Jane. 25 years before her birth, 1975, her parents were born. 25 years before that, 1950, 4 people were being born so that Avery Jane could live 50 years later. In 1925, there were 8 people being born, 8 contemporaries who would all walk the earth at the same time, forming 4 separate couples. Couples that would never interact together, but would eventually come to be related through Avery Jane. In 1900, there were 16 people, Avery Jane's great-great-grandparents. In 1875, 32 people, all alive in the late 19th century so that one little girl might live to see the 21st century. If we take this back to the time of the American Revolution, estimating a new ancestral generation every 25 years, there were 512 people, Avery Jane's great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents. Now, if we take this back to the time that Jesus Christ walked the earth, which we have to because Avery Jane is alive, and everyone who's alive now had ancestors alive then, if we take this back to the time that Jesus Christ walked the earth, Avery Jane had just slightly less than 12 trillion great 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 grandparents, all contemporaries of one another, all walking the earth at the same time. Now, I know what you're saying. I do not believe that there could have been 12 trillion people all walking the earth at the same time. That's true. Those 12 trillion people only explain Avery Jane's single existence today. If you're not blood related to Avery Jane, and by the way, she's my daughter, thanks for expecting. If you're not related to me or my wife by blood in any way, then we have to add another 12 trillion people just to explain your existence. When this disturbing truth was revealed to me by the partnership, I thought, what can we all do in the present to solve this overpopulation problem of the past? I decided I had to do some research. Incest. Sexual relations between persons who are so closely related that their marriage is illegal or forbidden by custom. 2. The statutory crime of sexual relations with such a near relative.
Here it is.
How near? We've seen how ancestry grows exponentially. 1 child, 2 parents, 4 grandparents, 8 great-grandparents, 16 great-great-grandparents, and so on, till you have almost 12 trillion people alive at the time of Jesus Christ. Now, let's look at an ancestral heritage chart showing what happens when we throw incest into the mix. Same 1 child. Now, same 2 parents, but these parents are brother and sister. Here, see? Now, that means we only need 1 set of grandparents, 2 instead of 4. Now, if these grandparents are brother and sister, that means we only need 1 set of great-grandparents. And if you have brothers and sisters marrying all the way back to the time that Jesus walked the earth, they only need 2 people alive at that time to explain 1 person alive today. Isn't it amazing? Problem is, it's illegal. We go to first cousins. First cousins, we have 1 child, 2 parents. Then again, 4 grandparents. But notice, if a member of this couple is the brother or sister of the member of that couple, then we eliminate one of the sets of great-grandparents. So we have 6 great-grandparents instead of 8. And as we go back, we add another 2 and another 2. So if we go back 80 generations to the time that Jesus Christ walked the earth, we only need 160 people alive to explain the birth of 1 person today. A fantastic compromise. Yeah. Huh. Really? Okay. Thanks. No, it was purely hypothetical situation. Okay. Thanks. Bye. We have a problem. I just got off the phone with the town clerk. Apparently in the state of Vermont, it's even illegal for second cousins to get married. Dear Governor Dean, marriage is a hot topic in Vermont these days, and I do not wish to distract from the importance of the same-sex marriage issue. But I feel I must tell you of a disaster in the making, or should I say, a disaster that has already taken place, but which could be avoided in the present with prudent marriage practices in the future. I'm talking about the exponential growth of ancestry. The only real solution is to allow first cousins the right to marry. Furthermore, these first cousins must be encouraged to keep having children until they have produced a complementary sex to whichever gender of child their brother or sister has been able to produce in their incestuous marriage. Yes, some diversity will be lost, but only within each bloodstream. Many different kinds of people will still exist, they just won't be encouraged to have sex with anyone outside of their own extended family. Let's stop marrying for selfish reasons, Governor Dean. Let romantic love die and be reborn as love for community. Sure, bringing separate families together is attractive on the surface, but think about what it is doing to the past. Eventually, we are going to be the ancestors, Governor Dean. What kind of world do you want to be living in?